All right, next racing fans. So we are back. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but we are going to get right to it. All right. So today's video, if you see the title of the video, we are going to be filling the block up with cement. So I'm going to show you guys the setup that I have right now so far to get ready. I've got the bucket here. I've got the main studs here. I'm going to actually install the main studs. I'm actually going to install the main studs, torque them down to spec to make sure nothing kind of gets distorted or anything while the cement settles in there. And then let me go ahead and turn this around so you guys can see the rest. All right, so right here, we got the hard block water filler. Water jacket filler, too bad. So I already opened this up to take a look at it. It's the tall fill. I believe it's two 14-pound bags. So I'm just gonna do one 14-pound bag, and I'm hoping that would be enough to complete a fill of the block. I'm gonna be filling this block and this block. I'm gonna do this one first. Like I said, I'm going to put the main studs in, torque them down, flip it over. I'm going to hit the water jackets with a little bit of brake cleaner, clean it off a little bit, make sure there's no grease or grime in there, blow it out with the air compressor, and then we're gonna start filling it up, all right? So let's go ahead and get this started. All right, guys, so we're back. All right, so continuation of where we left off. Went ahead and finished cleaning this motor yesterday. As you can see, I hit it with some automatic trans fluid so it wouldn't rust up. You can see here there's no rust buildup or anything like that on there. Hit the cylinder walls with it, even though it still needs to get deck and board. I just want to make sure there's no unnecessary rust on it. So what we're going to do now is I've got this one here sitting with the rust remover inside of it. We are going to take the water pump off. We're going to transfer the water pump and the little made-up gasket over to this motor here. We are going to add a piece of cardboard in between here to make sure that the concrete doesn't push the gasket in, because obviously it's a little bit flexible. We don't want it to push it in. And then when we put our plate there, it doesn't fit. We're gonna have to like grind the concrete down because it pushed it in and it has maybe like a bubble effect on it. So we're gonna put a piece of cardboard there to keep it from pushing out onto the gasket. So we're gonna put that, bring it over here. We're gonna dump this into the pail down there. I'm just gonna dump it out, let it sit for a little bit, and then we're gonna, like I said, remove that, put it over there. Once I put that water pump over here, we're going to start mixing the hard block. So we'll start mixing the hard block here. I got 2 buckets just in case. We're gonna mix 1 basket. We're gonna follow the instructions which I have over here. So it says here, it has 2 14-pound bags, so you have to add anywhere from 36 to 42 fluid ounces per bag of water. We're only going to do 1 bag at a time because I believe 1 bag will be enough. It says here 1 tall fill is approximately 6 2/3 of fluid quarts. Roughly, I've measured it. The block itself needs roughly 2.5 to 3 quarts of liquid to fill it up, the coolant ports. So if 1 tall fill, which is 2 bags, if we drop that and divide it by 2, we're roughly looking at 3 quarts. So we'll have a little bit left over. If we do, that's fine. We'll just, leave it at that. We'll know we have enough. If we need to add more, obviously we'll have another bag and we can add more. Now, one thing to ensure is that it doesn't say it on here, but I've got some cold water here that I have. It's easier to mix this concrete stuff with cold water. It will make it to where it won't settle as fast as if you use warm or hot water. If you use hot water, it's just gonna get hard instantly. So if you use cold water, it'll give you more working time with it. And with these coolant passages being so small on the deck of the block, we need time to pour it in each little slot. And I have marked here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, I have marked here the holes that are all the coolant passages holes. They're all circled and marked, so I know exactly where to dump it in. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to do like, let's see here. I'm going to end up pouring it in here, and then from here we're going to go ahead and dump it in there. So looking at the side here, I'm thinking about maybe we'll do roughly, let's say roughly like in between 4 ounce and 8 ounce. I'll do in one hole, and then another hole, another hole, another hole in between, and then we'll go all the way to the front of the block. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just say we'll do 4 ounces, and then the whole 4 ounces. We'll skip over these two. We'll do 4 ounces, 4 ounces, 4 ounces, 4 ounces. Probably not in this one here, because this one, these holes I can probably not get anything in. So we'll probably have to put it in that hole and this hole here, so that it'll go that way. And then as you guys can see here, I've got some TIG wire here that I'm going to help push the concrete through the funnel. I've got a flathead just in case that doesn't work. I've got this rubber mallet here to hit the side of the block to help get the concrete to settle in there. This is obviously just to get the water pump off. We're going to use this, the cold water. I'm going to use some of these buckets here. We're going to use this bigger bucket to measure the water, because it says here we need to do 42 fluid ounces. So I have it marked there roughly between those two red lines is 42 fluid ounces. And we'll add that on there. And I know it says anywhere from 36 to 42 fluid ounces. We're just going to go with the higher fluid ounce. That way it can be a little bit more smooth and liquidy. That way we can get it to go down these funnels a little bit faster. Because if it's too thick, it's definitely not going to go down the funnel. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this. I'm not going to bore you guys with that video. I'm going to remove this real quick, add it over here, let that drain out. And then while that's draining out, we're going to go ahead and get that water pump on there. And then we're going to start mixing the concrete. So we'll be right back so you guys can see us mixing the concrete really quick. All right, guys, I got the drill ready with the little mixer on it. I have the bucket ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this concrete into that bucket there. That way I can pour it from that bucket into there. The instructions say to have the water in the bucket first and slowly pour the concentrated concrete in there afterwards. So I'm going to add the water to the line, pour this into the white bucket, and then start stirring it and slowly pour that bag into there. All right, so let's go ahead and get the camera set up so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and just lower it a little bit, kind of like put it down so you guys can see. I'm going to pour this water in here first. You guys won't see that part, but I'll put it down here so you guys can see. There's one. Like I said, this is like cold water. It's not like super cold, like frozen cold, but it is cold water. So let me pour. And that is 42 ounces of water. I'm going to spray out this bucket with air so we don't get any dirt or anything in there. Probably won't affect it in any way, but I just like to be on the safe side. All right, sprayed out that. So then we'll go ahead and pour the water in. Hopefully you guys can see. All right, perfect. And we'll grab these down here. And we'll go ahead and put some gloves on just in case we get dirty. Put the good ones on. We don't put the cheap blue ones. We put the good black ones on. And I have the block all leveled out. It's leveled this way, so we're all good. Block's leveled as much as it can be. Let me double check it again. I always like to be on the safe side. Right in the middle, right in the middle, right in the middle, right in the middle, right in the middle. All right, perfect. I'm gonna take my glasses off. Need the flashlight so I can see down there. All right, go ahead and open this bag up. Where is my blade at? I'm gonna open it with the blade because they closed it with some super thick metal. So we'll just cut with the blade. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to use one of these for the concrete to pour in there. And then I'm going to use this one here to grab some and pour in there while we're mixing it at the same time. So we'll go ahead and just grab some real quick. Pouring. All right, see it going down. kind of comes to the top, but then you start tapping it. It helps it settle down in the bottom. All right, that's good enough for me. That is good enough for me. Got a little bit of that cement, just a little bit in the head stud area. So just trying to get a little bit of it out. There's just a little fucking tiny bit in there, a little dot. There we go. It's clean now. A little tiny bit in this one. That's definitely full fill. Let me show you guys. Ooh, 42 minutes. Where's the flashlight? Let's see how I can show you guys. You can just kind of see. Here you go. You see it right there. See it right there. See it right there. It's probably like a quarter an inch from the top part. So we're gonna let that settle for like a week, and then we'll take it to the machine shop and get it bored out and decked and all worked up, and then it'll be ready for assembly. I'm gonna try to get this block ready right now to see if I can pour the rest of that concrete in it. Using cold water gave me a little bit more working time. So let's see if we can get this block ready and get it poured in there. All right, guys. So we are roughly, I'd say 48 hours later, 24, 48 hours later from when I filled the block. You can kind of see in there, the block filler. I did take the water pump off. You can see all cemented in there. And then this block here as well. I ended up doing this block as well. You can see the cement in there as well. See here, all covered up. So these blocks are ready for some big numbers. So just to give you guys kind of an idea what happened. So I mixed the cement in the bucket there. Sorry, I have a mess. I mixed the cement in the bucket there. I mixed it with cold water, because cold water gives you more time to work with the cement before it settles or sets up. So I filled this block up and looked in my bucket, and I had enough to fill that block. So I don't have a second water pump on hand, because obviously I'm not running water pumps on these blocks. I'm only running it on my one block. So I only had one water pump. So I kind of did this contraption here where I took some gasket material, 2 cardboard boxes, put them together, put some bolts on them, and I kind of just like bolted it on there to cover it. And I kind of did it in a hurry because I didn't want the cement to set up on me and then kind of get ruined. So what I did was I washed the block out, I hit it with a little bit of brake clean, washed it out again, and then I put this contraption on it, and then I started filling it. Luckily, I did use cold water because the cold water gave me extra time to work with the concrete before it did set up. The working time on the sheet says anywhere from, I believe it says 30 to 45 minutes. Let's see here. Let me read it real quick. Let's see here. Um, uh, 30 to 45 minutes. Yeah, so it says working time with the cement before it starts to harden is 30 to 45 minutes. It does state if it does start to harden a little bit to go ahead and just mix it a little bit more. So that's what I did. I just kept mixing it. But like I said, using the cold water helped me out a lot because I did not see it start to harden at all after like an hour and 15 minutes. So after an hour and 15 minutes of having it, I did see it start to harden just a little tiny bit. And what I did was I just took the mixer, which I was using this here with a drill. I was mixing it and then it'll soften right back up. And then, you know, like I poured it in there. So it gave me enough time to fill up that block as well. For you, those of you that are wondering, so this is 1/2 of a tall fill. I've got the bucket right here. Hard block, tall fill unit, 28 pounds. So there's two 14-pound bags in there. So this is one 14-pound bag. So those of you guys that are wondering, one 14-pound bag from a hard block tall fill will fill up 2 blocks. So if you're doing a fill and you're wondering what do you need, I recommend just getting a hard block tall fill. One of the bags will do for 2 blocks. Now, if you want to just do 1 block, I just recommend getting a short fill. A short fill will do, but I think the price difference is only like $10. So why not just get a tall fill and have that extra bag just in case in the future if you need to do another block or another motor, you have it. So just in case in the future if I need to fill another block or motor, I've got that there. So as you can see here, so it's 2 14-pound bags. I went with 1 14-pound bag, and then I did 42 fluid ounces of water, which was the perfect amount of water that I needed for it to flow into the funnel. The funnel that I was using was super small. I think I put it somewhere. I forgot where I put the funnel, but here they are. So I was using these funnels here. As you can see, the holes are super small. I was mainly using this one here, it's extremely small, but it does fit in most of these holes here for the coolant passages. So I was using this one so you can see that it's super small, but if you use the water that it recommends on there, it flows in there nice and neat, so you don't have to worry about it. I did sometimes have to push down with a flathead the concrete into there, but that was only a couple times because it got a little bit thick. But other than that, it just flowed in there nice and easily. But I'm gonna leave you guys at that. So next thing is gonna drop off these blocks at the machine shop. I've got a huge mess there that I've been working on. Drop off these blocks at the machine shop. And what I'm gonna actually do next is we're gonna take this block that I have here. This block that I have here that's already been to the machine shop, and we are going to O-ring this block in-house. So I've got the Isky O-ring tool that we're going to be using, and we're going to O-ring this block. So look out for the next video. We're going to be O-ringing this block. While we're O-ringing the block, hopefully I will have these blocks here at the machine shop. I do got to let them sit for like a week before I take them to the machine shop. So I'm going to let them sit for a week, let them settle really good, and then we'll go ahead and take them to the machine shop. Guys that have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And remember, stay tuned. We're next racing.